Korea, a peninsula nestled between mountains and sea. Time has carved out mysterious landscapes that defy human imagination. In remote lands, temples rise where life seems impossible. But in the heart of the city, skyscrapers soar high in cramped spaces. And what seems isolated becomes connected. Today, we embark on a journey to discover Korea's most surreal landscapes. Seoraksan Mountain is renowned for its natural splendors and breathtaking views. It holds the distinction of being Korea's first UNESCO Biosphere Reserve and is also listed on the IUCN Green List. Seoraksan National Park is the surrounding area, famous for its views, clear mountain streams, and vibrant flora and fauna. Located in the northeast of Korea, Seoraksan Mountain reaches a height of 1,708 meters at its highest point, Gyeongbokgung Peak. It's Korea's third largest mountain and has a variety of hiking trails, most of which take only a few hours to complete. Scenery includes cliffs, waterfalls, and lots of natural beauty. Seoraksan translates to Snowy Peaks Mountain. The park itself spans 4 cities and counties and has an area of 163.6 square kilometers. It's one of Korea's most iconic parks and was the first area to be designated as a national park by the Korean government in 1970. Seoraksan National Park is a UNESCO Biosphere Protection Site and has been designated as a nature reserve since 1965, in part because it's home to many plants and animals, including a number of rare ones. More than 1,000 species of plants and 1,562 animal species have been identified within the park. The area is celebrated for its popular hiking trails, with the sunrise and sunset views from the top being particularly spectacular. If trudging up hills on foot isn't quite your cup of tea, you can head up the mountain and take in some breathtaking views on the Seoraksan cable car. Jeju Island is the only province in South Korea to be self-governed. This means that they have a local government instead of being governed by the mainland. Jeju Island Biosphere Reserve is situated in the southern part of the Korean peninsula and covers a lava plateau with a shield volcano at an elevation of 1,950 meters above sea level. The Biosphere Reserve is located at the center of the island, comprising in its core area Mount Halla National Park, 2 stream corridors, and 3 islets. Jeju is a volcanic island, formed approximately 2 million years ago. It embraces 4 major ecosystems of biogeographic regions: alpine coniferous forest, temperate broadleaf forest, warm temperate evergreen, lucidophile forest, and temperate grassland. The core area that is protected as a national park is located in the center of Jeju Island. Many endangered plants and animals inhabit in Jeju Island. These species need to be protected due to global warming. Among the animals, A total of 103 species inhabit in Jeju Island. In 2024, more than 13 million people were lured to the island, famed for its sparkling blue waters, green tea fields, and snow-covered shield volcano, Halasan. The island is known for its unique cuisine, most notably the local seafood, caught by Jeju's famous female deep-sea divers, all of whom are aged 60 and over. Jeju's beaches are perfectly suited for some coastal relaxation, its idyllic waters cloaking vivid seascapes of coral. Given it is a holiday location popular with both South Koreans and international travelers, there are lots of marvelous museums. There is a fun fact that the route between Jeju Island and Seoul is said to be the busiest air route in the world. Unlike other oriums, volcanic cones, in Jeju, Seongsan-il-Chulbong is a tough cone formed by an underwater eruption of magma. When the hot magma met the cold seawater, it caused the volcanic ash to retain a great deal of moisture, becoming stickier than normal and forming multiple layers that accumulated into Seongsan-il-Chulbong. The layers of sediment closer to the water have been eroded by the waves and currents, resulting in the steep slopes seen today. At the time the cone formed, it was on its own separate island, cut off from the main island of Jeju, but a path gradually connecting it to the main island began to appear during low tide, composed of sand and gravel. In 1940, a road was built to fully connect Seongsan-il-Chulbong to Jeju Island. Seongsan-il-Chulbong is an ancient volcanic tuff cone that is around 5,000 years old. Also known as Sunrise Peak, Seongsan-il-Chulbong is 182 meters in height and is now a major draw for tourists, both local and international, in South Korea. It is one of the most popular things to do on Jeju Island, with the famous sunrise being the main highlight. It has been featured in films and was originally used for agriculture, but has now been given over to a field of silver grass. From the summit, visitors can see Udo Island, as well as take in the magnificent sunrise. The paid trail goes all the way up to the summit of Seongsan-il-Chulbong, attracting many hikers even with the admission fee. The free trail is made up of gentler slopes, ideal for a casual stroll by the sea. We advise you to consider your own preferences and conditioning before choosing the trail that's right for you. According to legend, if Seongsan-il-Chulbong had instead possessed a full 100 peaks, Jeju would currently be overrun by fierce animals such as tigers and lions. When people mention Busan, the first thing that comes to mind is the sea. Haeundae Beach is the most famous beach in Busan. The white sand beach is roughly 1.5 kilometers long, over a 30 to 50 meter wide area, creating a beautiful coastline before a shallow bay, making it perfect for swimming. Not only in summer but all year round, Haeundae Beach attracts a multitude of tourists seeking the dynamic atmosphere of Busan. If you walk all the way along the Haeundae Beach, you will eventually reach the tranquil Gyeongbokgung Island. The island contains the Dongbek Coastal Trail, an easy walking path that runs through a green forest to the beach and offers an open view of the sea and the island. In the past, the island was separated from the mainland, but now it is connected with a bridge. One of the easiest and best day trips from Seoul, Nami Island is home to wonderful woodland walks along the river, beautiful landscapes, and an incredible array of wildlife, including hundreds of wild rabbits. Nami Island, with the concept of fairy tale village and song village, provides various cultural events, concerts, exhibitions, and more to give children dreams and hopes, couples love and memories, and artists a space for creativity. Popularized by a starring role in the romantic K-drama Winter Sonata, Nami Island has dozens of cafes and other attractions to enjoy, from bus tours to boat hire. Nami Island used to become an island only during floods, but in 1944, when the Japanese colonial rulers built Gyeongbokgung Dam, the water level of the Bukhangang River rose and became a complete island. Whether you're visiting in winter, spring, summer, or autumn, Nami Island promises a picturesque escape year-round. If you're up for some adventure, you can take the zip line, one of the largest zip line facilities in Asia, for a breathtaking 80-meter view of the island. Boseong County, often referred to as the green tea capital of South Korea, is a picturesque county in South Jeolla Province. Renowned for its stunning tea plantations, Boseong is a must-visit destination for nature lovers, tea enthusiasts, and those seeking a peaceful retreat from the hustle and bustle of urban life. The tea production in Boseong is linked to its favorable climate, the richness of the soils, and the differences in temperature. Wild tea has been cultivated here as far back as the mid-300s BC, while green tea was introduced to Korea from China in the 600s AD during the Silla dynasty. During the Goryeo dynasty, it was mainly farmed at the temples and the royal court, while in the Joseon dynasty, it began to grow naturally in Jeolla and Gyeongsang provinces. Today, there are over 5.8 million tea trees and 3 million other trees around, and Boseong as a whole is responsible for 40% of Korea's tea production. While there are some other privately owned plantations in the county, the Daehan one is the biggest. Its farming methods are also fully organic. Everything was fully green in late September, but some parts were plucked in late May, so remember the time for the best visit. Gyeongju was the capital city of Silla for 992 years. The history of Gyeongju, once called Seoul, is also the history of the 1,000-year-old Silla Kingdom. Gyeongju embraces Buddhism, science, and vibrant ancient culture that blossomed by the artistry of the Silla people and the great spirits of Hwarangdo that enabled the unification of the three kingdoms. Thus, Gyeongju is a UNESCO-designated city which should be preserved by the public. The evergreen spirit of Silla has been alive here for nearly 1,000 years. With 1,000 years of the evergreen spirit of Silla, Gyeongju is truly a museum without a roof. In the southern part of Gyeongju, this traditional village showcases the layout and architecture of traditional villages with hanoks. Some people still live there, but you'll also find lots of beautiful restaurants and cafes. Walking around in the streets of Gyeocheon Hanok village is really a must-do in Gyeongju, and you'll feel transported in the past. Woljongyo Bridge is one of the most famous landmarks in Gyeongju, and definitely one of the best things to visit in Gyeongju. The bridge in itself is a reconstruction of an old covered bridge that was destroyed multiple times in history, but the view it offers is simply stunning. Eating all the local specialties is a must-do, especially in South Korea. If you are in Gyeongju, make sure to try the typical pastry from Gyeongju called Hwangnam Pang. Gyeongbokgung Palace was built in 1395 as the official palace of the Joseon dynasty by Yi Seong-gi, the future King Taejo and founder of the new regime. Gyeongbokgung Palace is commonly referred to as the Northern Palace because of its location to the north, compared to Changdeokgung Palace in the east and Gyeonghuigung Palace in the west. Gyeongbokgung Palace is arguably the most beautiful and is the largest of all 5 palaces. Many Joseon kings were crowned here. Gyeongbokgung Palace was destroyed during the Japanese invasion in 1592. It was left in ruins for many years, only to be restored in 1867, 270 years after the war's end. During the restoration by King Gojong, the palace was added with new buildings such as Gyeoncheongung Palace, Taewonjeon Hall, and Jibokje. One of the main highlights of Gyeongbokgung Palace is the Royal Guard changing ceremony that is held as a traditional cultural event since 2002 to reenact the Royal Guard changing procedure during the Joseon dynasty. It is extremely popular for visitors to wear hanbok on their visits to Gyeongbokgung Palace. Besides getting free entry to Gyeongbokgung Palace, you can take memorable photos with the majestic and yet beautiful palace. Surrounded by Gyeongbokgung Palace, Changdeokgung Palace, and Jongmyo Shrine, Bukchon Hanok Village is home to hundreds of traditional houses, called hanok, that date back to the Joseon dynasty. The name Bukchon, which literally translates to northern village, came about as the neighborhood lies north of two significant Seoul landmarks, Cheonggyecheon Stream and Jongno. The allure of Bukchon Hanak village lies in its enchanting blend of history and architecture. As you stroll through the village, you'll encounter well-preserved hanok, each telling its own story through intricate wooden beams and tiled roofs. The architecture is not just beautiful, it's a representation of the harmony between nature and human habitation, a principle deeply rooted in traditional Korean values. Walking around here feels like stepping into a museum, yet normal Korean citizens still live here. They live their everyday lives inside these historical and insanely picturesque traditional houses in the middle of this massive, buzzing city. Over the centuries, Bukchon has evolved, yet it has managed to preserve its cultural essence, making it one of the most significant historical sites in Seoul. One of the most exciting aspects of Bukchon Hanok Village is how it transforms with the seasons. Each time of year offers its own unique atmosphere and activities, ensuring that there's always something new to experience. Songdo is a man-made island that presents a futuristic image with buildings that can be considered works of art. Located within this glittering city is Songdo Central Park, the first seawater park in the nation. It was created as part of Incheon's IBD's Green Space Plan and was inspired by Central Park in New York City. G Tower stands at the end of the park and is a 150-meter tall tower. It is not the highest tower of the park, but G Tower is open to the public and has an observation deck on the 33rd floor. It is completely free to enter, and on the observation floor you'll find some photo zones, AR experiences, and a cafe. At Central Park subway station lies the Tri-Bowl, which is a multi-complex culture and arts center. Due to the way the building is constructed, it gives the illusion it is floating on the water. The Tri-Bowl received the 2010 Korean Architecture Award and is currently used as a concert hall and exhibition center. The Hanok Village in Songdo Central Park is not an old traditional village, but was built not so long ago. It is home to multiple coffee shops, restaurants, shops, and a Hanok hotel. Songdo Central Park provides a perfect retreat amidst the bustling city life, making it a must-visit destination for travelers. Experience the harmonious fusion of nature, culture, and innovation in this captivating park, where every corner invites exploration and relaxation. Gamcheon Culture Village, with its colors and charms, is a must-visit for travelers to Busan. The village, filled with artsy details and hues, has functioned as a filming location for many dramas and TV shows. To make it even better, the mural of Busan-born BTS members was put up in 2021. While the village's beautiful landscape gave it the nickname of the Machu Picchu of Korea, the town was a part of the painful history of Busan. Refugees settled in Gamcheon village during the Korean War and cultivated the mountainous region to make a living. Although it may be one of the most popular destinations in Busan, and indeed South Korea, Gamcheon Culture Village looked vastly different prior to 2009. In 2009, students, artists, and residents decorated the village as a part of the Village Art Project, and the town grew into a leading tourist attraction of Busan since then. This colorful village in Busan is well known for its steep stairs, twisting alleys, and cute houses. Apart from tourists, Gamcheon also houses an incredible community of local and international artists. As soon as you enter the village, you will be overwhelmed by the handicraft shops, art galleries, and street art. This is one of those unique, quirky places that will immediately steal your heart. Everyone knows about the beautiful Hanok homes that make up Bukchon Hanok Village, but have you heard of the Yunpyeong Hanok Village? The difference between the Bukchon Hanok Village and the Yunpyeong Hanok Village is that the Seoul city planned this area to be developed as a historical, cultural, and tourist site. That doesn't mean it's quirky and too touristy, though. Exactly the opposite, to be honest. This has been one of our favorite spots to enjoy some quiet time, walks, and there are some great cafes to check out here too, as well as walking paths to nearby temples and up into the mountain. A relatively new Hanok village established in 2014 to help promote Korean culture, several K-dramas have been filmed at Yunpyeong Hanok Village, including Somebody, Netflix, The Third Marriage, and Moving. The village is open to visitors, and you can take a self-guided tour of the village, which includes taking pictures, learning about the history of Korea at the museum, eating delicious food, or relaxing at the popular cafe overlooking the village. Hedong Yeonggongsa Temple is situated on the coast of the northeastern portion of Busan. This superb attraction offers visitors the rare find of a temple along the shoreline, as most temples in Korea are located in the mountains. Hedong Yeonggongsa Temple was first built in 1376 by the great Buddhist teacher known as Naum during the Goryeo dynasty. Hedong Yeonggongsa is famous for its picturesque seaside location. Busan's temple on the coast is also a hot spot for watching the sunrise on the first day of the year, or increasingly any day of the year, making it one of the most popular day trips from Busan. The temple is also an especially popular spot when the cherry blossoms bloom around April, and on the Buddha's birthday, when it is decorated with hundreds of paper lanterns. The grounds of the temple are expansive and include a tall pagoda, multiple large Buddha statues, a large reclining Buddha, multiple buildings, hundreds of stairs, and even a cave. Up until not long ago, Gyeongbokgung temple was not that well known among tourists. However, once stunning pictures of the temple and the surrounding seashore started to emerge, people from around the world began to add it as a must-go-to destination in Korea. In 1984, Lotte chairman at that time, Mr. Shin Kuk-ho, started the Lotte World Amusement Park project in Seoul. Although many employees and outsiders are skeptical and concerned that if building large hotels, commercial centers, and entertainment facilities in the suburbs, is it appropriate? Upon completion, with an overall height of 555.65 meters, Lotte World Tower is the tallest building in Korea and the fifth tallest building in the world. The tower has 123 floors above ground, with 42,000 windows, and 6 floors below ground, is Korea's first building higher than 100 stories. The construction of the roof alone required 3,000 tons of steel. High-precision 64-ton tower crane and GPS alignment system, as well as skilled welding technicians, were employed in the construction of the roof. Inspired by traditional Korean art forms, most notably ceramics, porcelain, and calligraphy, the building's slim, sleek design provides a striking contrast to the mountainous terrain of the area. The tower is also built to withstand major disasters, such as a 9.0 magnitude earthquake or strong winds like those seen during Hurricane Katrina. The building includes offices, retail, and some of the most expensive apartments in South Korea. It also has a luxury hotel named Signal Seoul. The top 10 floors of the building are reserved for public use and recreational facilities, including an observatory and a rooftop cafe. People come to Lotte World Tower because of its many unique features. Besides, Lotte World Tower owns the world's highest swimming pool at the 85th floor and the world's highest observatory at the 123rd floor with a height of 497.6 meters. Lotte World Mall, located next to the tower, features Avenue L, a complex of luxury department stores. The multi-leveled mall draws in many visitors as one of the top shopping attractions in Seoul, with a variety of domestic and foreign brands. The business and cultural hub of South Korea, Seoul seamlessly blends the old and the new, a place where you'll see skyscrapers towering over palaces and pagodas. With the Han River running across the city and magnificent and splendid mountains surrounding it, it is indeed the center of the peninsula, boastful of scenery rivaling that of any city in the world. Seoul is embracing the cultural heritages of Korea, with 5 ancient well-preserved palaces and 5 World Heritage Sites designated by UNESCO. Seoul now stands among the top global cities, taking a leading position in technology and engineering-related industries with its modern infrastructure and high levels of connectivity. Seoul has been risen not only in the field of technology and engineering, but also in the field of culture. Ranging in genres from K-pop to the larger Hallyu entertainment business and culture, its cultural influence has been increasing to Asia and to the world. There are traditional markets all around Seoul and in just about every district. Some are more popular than others, but what's for sure is that traditional markets are fun to visit and always have delicious food to eat. Renting a hanbok is one of the most memorable and unique experiences you can have in Seoul. On top of it being a great way to learn more about the culture, it's also a lot more budget-friendly than you might realize, and you can even get into traditional sites for free when you're wearing a hanbok. The Han River cuts through the center of the city, so at some point, you'll definitely see it, either when you're crossing a bridge or from your tall hotel, but you should definitely take some time to go and visit one of the Han Riverside parks. They are gorgeous, and there is definitely going to be one near wherever you're staying. Featuring colorful cafes to historic hanoks, cute character stores, and selfie booths to scary monster statues, there is something to suit all tastes and budgets. Kick things off by getting a view of it all at the Seoul Tower. It's built atop a peak in Namsan Park, so you'll catch fantastic panoramic city views. After that, you can get exploring on foot. The tea houses and shops of Insadong, the grounds and museums of Gyeongbokgung and Gyeongbokgung Palace all nod to traditional Korean culture. By contrast, cutting-edge areas like the ritzy Gangnam district cement Seoul's status as a very right-now style capital. You'll find a mix of high-fashion houses and lesser-known emerging designers there, but you can always find specialty boutiques, vintage shops, and wholesale fabric markets throughout the city. Besides the bustling capital Seoul, when mentioning Korea, we cannot ignore the coastal city, Busan. Busan is the port city of the Kimchi land, where maritime trade takes place. Not only that, Busan also participates in countless film events. Especially if you are a K-pop fan, you will realize that many idols are children of this coastal city. Busan has a lot of the same things Seoul has to offer, but with far fewer tourists, and as very little English is spoken, being there felt like more of an adventure. Add a thriving cafe scene, fun tourist attractions, and a delightful fishing village, and you have a city that is not to be missed. If you can only visit one beach during your stay in Busan, it would be Haeundae Beach. On top, Haeundae has good diverse attractions like nature, entertainment, food, night scene, shopping for all visitors. Gyeongsapo is a relaxed seaside town, well known for its grilled clams restaurants and sea view cafes. With the opening of Busan Green Railway, you can walk easily to the famous Songjong Beach too. 20 minutes by taxi east of Haeundae Beach is home to a traditional market known for its affordable crabs and lobsters, a centuries-old Buddhist temple and cafe with spectacular ocean view. Nestled between Haeundae Beach and Igade Coastal Park is the famous Gwangali Beach, with long stretch of ocean view cafes and restaurants. No doubt, Busan is a perfect destination for one serene travel experience when you are vacationing in South Korea. From the vibrant village where everything is a treat to your eyes, magnificent beaches, heavenly delicious seafood, to majestic cliffs of Taejongdae, you will have a whole new experience in this gorgeous city. Korea's arrivals lounge to the rest of the world. Incheon is often ignored, thanks to the presence of Seoul just to its east. However, the place has some fascinating historical strings to its bow, plus one of the best Chinatowns outside China itself. Most visitors to Korea arrive in Incheon. It's home to the country's main airport. Korea's third largest city is now part of sprawling Greater Seoul. The buildings simply don't let up on their way from the capital. At the dawn of the 20th century, Incheon was little more than a village, but it grew substantially during the years of Japanese occupation. Recently, Incheon has embraced some of the positives from its colonial past, beautifying and making museums of several old banks along the pretty street of culture and history, which offers plenty of camera fodder. Its colorful Chinatown and open port areas are the most tourist-friendly parts of the city to explore and easily accessible via subway from Seoul. Come here to eat Chinese food, discover pockets of concession-era architecture, stroll the seafront boardwalk at Wolmido, and visit the fish market at Yunnan, where you can catch ferries to the West Sea Islands or beyond to China. Incheon Grand Park is sandwiched between two mountains. During the spring season, you will find cherry blossoming everywhere in the park. If you wish to enjoy some sand and surf, head to Gyeonggi Beach in Incheon, one of the best places to visit near Incheon Airport. The cozy white beach is excellent for those who are looking forward to enjoying exciting water sports like a banana ride. A 1,000-year-old Buddhist temple in the wilderness of Incheon, Jeondeungsa Temple, looks right out of a sight from the game Temple Run. You will find a number of statues inside Gyeongbokgung, Beomjongbel, the Yanghyunsu Victory Monument, and Yaksejeon. Traveling through South Korea is more than just a journey across landscapes. It is an experience that awakens the senses and the heart alike. Every encounter, from the people's warmth to the country's quiet elegance, leaves a lingering impression that words can hardly capture. Long after the trip ends, the spirit of Korea continues to stay with you in its flavors, its stories, and its unforgettable charm.